Hey everyone, I'm Xunani. Welcome to my new video. In this video, I will look at all of my Roman Szmal watercolors, my old palette, and a few new ones I got recently, which I showed you in my last art supplies haul. And then I will give this palette a new setup. This will be fun. And I will also paint with them afterwards. So let's do this. This is my palette right now. I missed a warm yellow and a few browns. Then I found also another red and blues and a shadow violet. The shadow violet and the full pan of Prussian blue I already unpacked in this last haul. Let's unpack all of the others and find an order. This Naples yellow reddish is such an interesting color. The swatches on the packages are all real swatches on watercolor paper. If you unpack them, you will see that most of them are kind of sticky. That's because they use next to gum arabicum, also honey as a binder in their paints. I really like the Roman Szmal paints. They have such a nice flow and awesome pigmented colors. You get a high quality for a very good price. If you don't know these paints yet, check them out. I can absolutely recommend them. And I'm not sponsored, by the way. I got all these paints from my own money. So, here are all my colors. Later I will tell you all the names of them. Now the challenge is to get them all in my metal palette here, because the full pan is too wide. It won't fit in the middle row. I have to mod my palette a bit. It's a metal palette from Meeden, by the way. It's easy to remove these pan holders here. On this point, I still hoped all the pans will fit in this inlay thing, but they didn't. The bottom of the palette is too uneven, so I decided to cut a piece of cardboard in the perfect size and stick my pans on it. This took a while, and in the end all of the paints fit on it. Now there's no extra space left to add more colors to this palette, but I'm totally happy with my color choice right now. I used Fixogum to glue them on the cardboard. This is a special glue which is very easy to remove again, like masking fluid. You can easily rub it away. But it's sticky enough to hold all my pans in the palette. I glued a test pan on a cardboard piece before. Meanwhile, I prepared a swatching card. I made a bit of a mistake at the full pan space, but I don't care so much. Then let's swatch all of these colors. First one is Naples yellow reddish, then quinacridone gold, lemon yellow, olive green light, perilane green, turquoise blue, which is just beautiful, ocean blue, also an amazing color, phthalo blue, Prussian blue, indigo, Payne's Gray, Shadow Violet, Mineral Violet, Perilane Violet, Quinacridone Red, Quinacridone Scarlet, Perilane Maroon, Burnt Sienna, Hematite Violet Shade, and Iron Chrome Brown. You might recognize that I love blues and bluish colors. I almost never use a green, except for a few ones. If I need a green, I will mix one mostly. Look at these beautiful colors. I'm very happy to have a quin gold now, and this turquoise blue is so stunning. The mineral violet separates in a blue and a pink. Awesome. I also swatched them in my swatching book I got from Lightwish to see more of how the colors are, granulations and flow and things like that. And I'm so happy with this palette now. The paper in the Lightwish swatch book is a hot pressed paper and it has 100% cotton. I mostly work on hot press paper, so it's good to see them on there. Now I will pick a few colors out of here and fill a spread in my sketchbook with them. I'm working in my Etchr sketchbook today. It has also 100% cotton paper, also hot pressed. I already sketched something in here. It comes from an idea I had a while ago. It's the perfect one for today. I'm starting with wet and wet technique for the first layer. This means I moisturize the whole page with clear water. Then I let the colors flow into each other. First, the color seems too vibrant for a first light layer, but if watercolors are dry, they look a lot lighter, a lot brighter. This first layer don't have to be perfect. It's the charm of watercolors that they do their thing. Unexpected beauty. It dried as I hoped, a lot lighter, especially the brown I used in the end on her face. The next step is to use the dark colors to define my background, to bring out my characters. My darkest colors are shadow violet, which is granulating, not too much on this hot press paper. And here and there I mix it with a bit of the iron chrome brown. My background got too dark in the end and a bit streaky, so later I will fix it in lifting up pigments from the paper again. And I work on top with colored pencils, what also fixed it, I think. Let's talk about this Etchr sketchbook. I'm enjoying it so much since I have it. I'm halfway through and I only work in it with watercolors and gouache. I don't want to waste it for brainless sketches and such things because it's more one of the pricier sketchbooks. After I filled this one, I will definitely buy a new one, but this time I would like to try the cold pressed one. I don't like too much structure on my watercolor paper, only a bit. I hope I will like it. The reason is that I recently found my love for granulating paints, and they are a lot more beautiful on cold pressed paper. But I always use colored pencils on top. This speaks more for the hot pressed paper. Can you recommend a good sketchbook with not too structured cold pressed cotton paper? I would be thankful for a tip. I still have the Hanemühle cotton sketchbook in my shelf. Perhaps I should try this afterwards. I should use what I have first, perhaps. But seriously, this Etchr sketchbook is just awesome. What I meanwhile did is painting all the blossom leaves and her hair with quin red and quin gold. I have to be careful that my brush doesn't touch other wet parts and that my paper is absolutely dry where I'm about to paint next. Here and there I got to the point where everything had to dry in between. Here I'm lifting up a bit of the background color again. I tried to fix it like this. On the other page, I wanted to repaint this cute spirit again and a quote or a few words for my soul. I enjoyed this spread so much, but in the end everything is a bit lopsided and unperfect, but this was not a too bad thing for me, so I picked a few nice words which fit to the spread and to myself at this point. What you will see later in this video. Then I picked a few colored pencils and rendered out all the details and fine lines. Also a few shadows. I used an indigo polychromo from Faber-Castell and a dark violet, a neon orange and a white from Arrtx. On the left page, I also painted like a darker background behind the creature. And after it has dried, I also used colored pencils for the details and the shadows. It was good to go over the background with the colored pencils. I was not happy with the streakiness of the granulating shadow violet on my hot pressed paper. I don't know what happened here exactly, but this shows me that I'm still not a watercolor pro. I also need to learn a few things. Watercolor is my favorite medium right now, and I'm always so excited to try out new colors, play with them, mix them. And here I mixed the granulating shadow violet with the iron chrome brown for the second layer. Perhaps I would have let the shadow violet, which is beautiful, speak for itself here. And perhaps 2 layers of granulating paint was also not the best idea. I don't know. It's always exciting to draw the details in the faces. I really liked the painting so far and I didn't want to mess it up. Of course, but in the end I liked the result. Even if everything became a bit lopsided, I love the color combination and the positivity of the spread. Then later I will create a few highlights with the white colored pencil, and then I use the neon orange one in the background. Now the quote. You don't have to be perfect to be loved. Something very important and very true. Be yourself and you will find people who love you as you are. With these words, we will come to an end here. Thank you so much for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Thank you so much for your support. A big thank you to my lovely Patreons, you are amazing. Then have an awesome week, my friends. See you next time. Yours, Xunani.